from the Center of Lean Learning.
Yeah.
He is an incredibly passionate man, and I hope that you enjoyed his 15 minutes of glory.
Oh, look at that, it's going. It's going.
Okay, so I'm Brad Cairns from the Center for Lean Learning and a little company called Best Damn Doors. And I'm not allowed to, oh, that's important. I'm not allowed to talk about the Center for Lean Learning. When I talked to Mark, he said, we want practitioners, we don't want any consultants on stage this year. And I took that hat and I went, no problem. What am I going to talk about? So then Mark says this to me. He said, what is the one thing that blew your mind last year? And so I got thinking about it and I thought, well, we're all about learning. And when we learn the most, the best, the biggest lessons, it's right there. You can participate. Right after a big mistake. Right? We make this huge mistake, we're like, oh, I'm never going to do that again. So I want to share what my big, enormous mistake was so that we can all learn from it and hopefully you don't make the same one. So my mistake started with these people, all of them, a year ago in Japan. And in order to set the stage, we have to backtrack to last year's Lean Summit. I had the pleasure of speaking at last year's Lean Summit as well, and I thought I was bringing something good to the table, and I was teaching this manufacturing continuum. You know, you're all on here somewhere. How do we align our people, our products, our passion, and then what management techniques works where, and how to place your company. So I thought I did a pretty good job, and I got some rave reviews. I got emails after the fact, and some people, Fireside really used it, and it benefited them. But there was the approval of one person that I was kind of after. And so when I finally tracked them down, I said, hey, what did you think of that talk? How did I do? That's what I got right there. Irrelevant. And then he said, if I use this technique to transform my company, then you would have my attention. And there was only two possibilities. One, Paul didn't like me. Or two, he was right. So I had to take that back, and I thought about it. So I sketched this on my wall, and I did this, and I said, oh my God, look at my products, my people, my passion all over the place. No wonder I'm having such a hard time. So I switched it. I switched my company, I switched our products, I aligned everything, I got everything where it needs to be, where I want it, I rebranded under Best Damn Doors, and you think like, bam, I'm there, I've arrived, I've done it. Unfortunately, that was just the beginning. For me, the journey had started. I just cut off one company and started another. I'm going to start with this guy, Adam Tart, from My Employees. I was sitting in his office and we just switched our whole business. I hired two sales guys and I'm like, Adam, I can't believe this. These two guys aren't selling anything and I know it's my fault. I'm not training them. I'm not giving them the support. I'm not doing something for these guys. One sentence changed my life. You guys better have pens out because what you're going to see is going to be amazing. One sentence. He looked at me and he goes, yeah, it is your fault. So how long are you going to let that be your fault? Okay, I went home. I set those two salespeople free. They did better, I did better. Then we move on to this guy. Lean leader extraordinaire, Philippe from Torre. Unbelievable. I never imagined I'd be talking to people like this almost every day of my life. And Philippe tells me, it's surprising the number of things you think you can't live without, but they're just cluttering your work area. And it applies to people too. So what did I do? I took one guy out of my shop who couldn't shut up. He couldn't stop talking. He was distracting everybody. And I put him on the phone in charge of sales. What happened? Our incoming orders are twice what our outgoing orders are at the moment, a problem I happily enjoy. Then I met this guy, Thomas, my Six Sigma master, my leader, like the conversations that I can have with this man, we question things that are just like mind-blowing. Nobody on earth is questioning them, well, except for this group of people. And Thomas has really taught me to question even the things you think you know. And I remember he says, I know it's waste. I don't know how to fix it, but I sure know it's waste. If you haven't seen his videos on hay bales, he's absolutely right. So I've learned we're looking at things that we have to see them for what they are first, and then worry about dealing with them. Don't have the same thoughts. See it, deal with it. See it first, deal with it second. Another guy changed my life. Glenn Bostock from Snapcap. You tour his factory. They're dialed. They're amazing. They're wonderful people. And I'm in the back of the shop and I'm looking at the equipment he's got. He built it himself. And I'm thinking, if I had all the money in the world, why on earth would I build that machine myself? Why wouldn't I just go buy the latest European machine? Glenn tells me, you know what, I really like the fact I could go to Home Depot and get parts. He doesn't have downtime on those machines. And it got me thinking, in our little world, we had a very specific purpose that were oppressed, that we were looking to buy, and I couldn't find one that did the job. And I remember going and thinking about Glenn, and I thought, fine. I went out, I bought a welder. I built the machine I needed instead of going out and buying the latest and greatest thing. I think it cost me $1,500 bucks, not the $10,000 we were looking at spending. Thanks, Ron, for participating. These boys. One of them, Bo was supposed to be here. He got sick, unfortunately. He couldn't make it. But these guys, I met them at a show, and they said, yeah, we do about $1 million a month with one person in our office. What? No, you don't. Yeah, we do. I'm coming to see you. So I jumped on a plane, I went to their factory, and they were right, they do. These three brothers, their father had this woodworking company, and they followed him around with a notepad. Every time something happened, they said, why did it happen? Phone rang, who was it? Why did they need the information? Why didn't they already have it? Shh, they write it down. And they followed him around doing this. Guy in the middle, Brady, they created this software called Almoxy. Automated everything, automated their whole office, automated their whole plant. Bo runs the plant, and Bobby does the people aspect of it. And what I learned from them was, Bo looked at me, and he said, if you have to do something, that's your fault. Think on that one. It's really got me going. There are websites and apps out there that are going to blow your mind. You could go to IFT or Zapier or something, and you don't have to be involved in all of that stuff that just keeps us busy all day. So he taught me that, and I'm implementing as much as I can, as fast as I can, but I'm an old dog and technology's tough. With Bobby, God, I love Bobby. I'm talking to him and I said, hey, we got this kitchen cabinet customer on the phone. Oh my God, they're so big, there's no way we could service them. I said, it's exciting to talk to them, but they asked me how many doors a day I could produce. I just started at the time. And I said, well, I lied. I said I could do 300 a day, and there's no way we could do 300 a day. He goes, what? Why did you say 300 a day? I'm like, well, should I have told him the truth? He goes, no, you tell them what Arnold Schwarzenegger says when they ask Arnold, how many curls do you do? All of them. He goes, what are you going to say to a customer that says, can you do more work? Of course you can. You'll figure it out. Don't say no. Get it done. So I learned that from Bobby, all of them. And it's amazing how many times a day that comes in handy when someone asks you. Someone asked me how many of the numbers do I show my people at our morning meeting? Like, oh, how much numbers? All of them. So it's a great one. Then we have Greg Gleek from Xylem Design, the king of culture. Greg has taught me the importance of culture and how to go about doing it, pointing me in the right direction, always answering my Voxers, talking me through situations. And he's got these giant signs up at his factory. If you've been there, you can't miss them. Just how does everybody get on the same page and communicate and behave in a factory? Unbelievable. It never occurred to me that we should all agree on some behaviors. So Greg taught me, be intentional and live those behaviors at a very high level. Because whatever level we live them at, or people are going to live them, you know, if we're going to preach this stuff, we've got to do it. That was monumental for me. No monuments, it was monumental for me. Yeah, he always gives me a side note of no monuments, so put everything on wheels. So Greg now, since I've met Greg in Japan, I've had the pleasure of speaking with him, sharing stages with him. I've had the pleasure of him kicking my butt all the way up and down mountains on mountain bikes, and those signs are in my shop now too. And they continue to drive almost everything we do. Every time someone comes in asking for a job, we just stand on the shop floor and say, read that. We don't have an HR department. I don't need an HR department. I hope I'll never need one. We have 2 signs on the wall that'll do that for us. Then we have this character, Ashley Bailey. So as I'm going down my journey of this door company, I completely stopped manufacturing cabinets and I switched to doors, and I'd never made a door before, which I don't recommend doing. It was bad. But I wasn't going to do it anymore, so we built cabinets, and we all get this. We all get this as leaders, as trying to steer the ship. We get this tunnel vision, and I was convinced in order for me to do what I need to do with my door company, I needed a new machine and I needed new software. And there was no other way. I'd researched it all. I needed. We're falling behind on orders, and so I'm voxering with Ashley, and he's trying to, fix me from England. Brad, are you sure? What about this? What about that? What about this? And then finally, one message came through after a big long rant of mine, and he said, if I fly all the way down there just to find out someone's being lazy, I'm going to be pissed. So that was just pretty good. This having people to reach out to snap you out of that tunnel vision, to just challenge you that one little step more. Like I'm supposed to be some kind of a lean leader in my company, right? I'm supposed to be taking my people on this journey, but we all need other people around us to snap us out of that. And had it not been for Ashley, I wouldn't have snapped out of that. I was convinced I needed to spend about $150,000. After that sentence, not even a week later, we're producing more doors, higher quality doors, with this old machine we had in the back that we were pretty much afraid to even turn on. So it completely snapped me out, challenged me, and for that, I'm ever grateful. So back to my big mistake. What was my big mistake? My big mistake in all of this was I didn't do it soon enough. I didn't reach as many people as I think I could have. There was more of us in Japan. This is a snapshot of a circle of 5 people that I've stayed in really close contact with, and there's still another 15 more to go. So look at the impact that these people had on my life, on my people, on my career, the far reaches that these people have had. And I'm thinking, man, what if I would have got to another 5? So don't make that mistake. One thing is for sure, that guy right there is a master at connecting people. If you are here, there is a darn good reason why you're here. And you need to share that reason with everybody else. We need to connect with each other. And I guarantee you, in this room, all of our problems could be solved if we just knew who to ask what question. Who do I ask this to? Oh, wait a minute. And we're all here. So if we can leave here knowing more than 5 or 10 people, then you've done it. There's not many things I know. I never imagined in my life I would be learning this much at 25 years old. Later years in life, learning more than I ever expected. And the more I learn, the only thing I really know is how much I don't know. And learning and growing has become so important to me. But there is one fact that I do know, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Without that trip to Japan, and without, I'm going to try not to get choked up, without all of the people I have met because of that, I would be dead in the water right now. So to all of you, to all of the people that have become my lifelong friends, thank you, and thank you for letting me share my story.